Next on the list is Mr. George. Is it Wimmy?
George Wimmy.
Mr. George Wimmy?
Please let me attention. I'd like to thank the both candidates. I thought everything was on. It says on. It says don't hear me. Yeah, I'd like to thank the both candidates for the sacrifice. On our behalf, they are doing a wonderful job of exposing what we need to hear, what we need to know, and then holding accountable. But my questions are these, and I'm going to add 2 questions. Yeah, no, it's 1, but it's going to be 2 in 4. Mr. President, you started with your success story of achievement of 49 registered members, $5,795. And then, multiple things that you started with. We are in Arizona, and we coexist with different communities from different countries. Do you think that the picture that you just painted, $5,000, 49 members of the community, and then other things that you just started with, are those realistic achievements? Is that what Liberian people here need to know? Last to the question is this. Yeah. We have a leadership that has different demographics in this community. We have single mothers who have their own struggle. We have the elderly. And we have young people that you guys have been talking to. And needs for the different demographic varies. I'd like to hear from both candidates. How do you speak to these different demographics?
Thank you.
Break it down, break it down.
Yeah.
Hey, hold it break down, hold it break down. Hold it break down. Yeah, hold it break down.
So, Mr. Wimmy, thank you so much for the question.
Mr. Wimmy, ask question, you leave me, you gotta listen to the answer.
So, Mr. Wimmy, I think Mr. Wimmy asked a good question for the benefit of the community, and we have to be fair to whether he's here or not. We attempt to answer the question. I think one thing that has kept our leadership, whether you choose to support or not, is the issue of transparency and credibility. We have stuck with that. And you know how I know that? The fact that I'm able to tell you here that these are the values or these are the numbers, we're not shy away from it. That's the truth. If we register 49 people, why should I come and lie to you and say we register 100 people? How good is that to you as a community? If your leaders cannot be truthful to you here, when they'll be truthful to you? If you are waiting and looking for somebody who will lie to you to impress you temporarily, sorry, you will not find it in me. I will never lie to you. I will tell you as it is. Whether you want to support us or not, at least the facts will be available to you because they are on record. And this is what we need. This is how our community will move forward. When we can be able to say the truth to you. Even if it is bad, we can say it's bad. If it's good, we say it's good. We make mistakes, we say we make mistakes. Take responsibility and move on. That's what this community needs. Now, to the programs, to the different demographic that you spoke about. You are right. There are different people, different demographics. How we have been able to do this is, for example, again, that not everything we do as leadership will come publish it all over. We have been able to secure between 3 to 5 our older folks get a citizenship, help them to get a citizenship. In as much as the number might not seem big, but we started from somewhere. How we have been able to appeal to single mothers. Just yesterday I told you about a single mother who had an issue, an emergency. We have been doing a countless of time reaching out to single mothers, solving problems behind closed doors.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
GKONEAN? Yeah, so the work of the Liberian community should not be behind closed doors. Listen, the way to do the immigration thing is to announce to the community that we are providing immigration services. Why would you do that behind closed door? Let's communicate that. Let's put it on the website. Let's put it in the group chat. Let's put it on Facebook page. That those who have interest in getting immigration services, the Liberian community is doing that. That's an incentive. Yes. We shouldn't do it behind closed doors. Listen, we have a lot of potential. If we have 5,000 active members, they're paying $20 every year. You know how much? $100,000. That's a lot of money. And we can begin to do a lot of things. So let's find the programs, like El John was saying. Some of the programs, I talk about the youth mentorship program a lot. I'm sure you've heard that. Our after school care programs. We have a lot of single mothers in the area. Can we find a little place where we get some volunteers, some of you our elderly people? I learned some people even sending the old people who back home because they don't have anything to do. So you can even use them. They come and volunteer to the little center where these single moms, if they need 2-3 hours to bring their kids, maybe they pay some kind of meager fee. That's the way of generating revenue. That's the way of contributing to the community. That's the way of also helping the old folks and all of that. So we just need to sit down and talk about these things and find a better way. Maybe I'm not saying there's a better way, but some of you know exactly you can contribute to these programs. So after these elections, you will come, we'll sit down. And let's sit and say, let's find a way to address this, to solve this. But you need the leader who has the vision to make these things happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And Steve has demonstrated here, he doesn't have the vision to do that. And in the last 2 years, he has not been able to do that. That's the truth. And we must begin to be sincere with ourselves. Steve must say it, that you were not able to do that. You didn't take your job seriously.
Thank you.
And give some.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So, follow up before you go, Mr. Boley, you can add up to that. So, that question was part of our question. Someone make a follow up on that, please. Sure. So, that question is important to our community. Okay. We have senior citizens among us. Okay. We have kids among us. We talk about preschool or after school program. So, can you both please tell us clearly, tell the Liberian people clearly, what are your plans and how do you intend to achieve that plans? To help our senior in the community, to have after school programs, to have the young people, help single mothers, and how do you achieve those plans? Clearly tell the Liberian people, please.
Well, first of all, the issue of the immigration was announced, it's in the chat room, and the chair of that particular committee is Mr. John Lasala. But Harold wouldn't know because he has never been to a meeting again. How will he know? All these good things are happening. How do other people, their parents manage to know, or children manage to know that we're offering these services? Because you know what? They are actively involved and engaged in the community. So the only time we can refer to Harold, when we're having party, we'll come to him. But anyway, that's a side point, right? This question is very, very important. This question is very, very, very important. And how we intend to do that? We started almost recently of doing after school program with the young kids. This after school program, listen, we are not saying we are waiting. We started it wherein 2, 3 children, 4, 5 children, mothers, bring your children. We help them with their homework. We do that. Now, earlier I spoke about how we started off with the older folks or helping them. I'm hearing Harry saying that they will grab the older folks and bring them to come and work with the children. There are rules and regulations and stipulations. When an older person is working with the younger people, let me say this to you. We might not try that Liberian thing before somebody gets in trouble. Because if something happens to those children, we will be held liable. So what we need to do, as opposed to running to program, because that's all Harry is used to, let's try to make it constitutional first. And let's try to create an avenue where we can buy insurances, we can reach out to the government and ensure that we have these things in place. Then we can bring the older folks to help take care of our children. That's how it works.
Thank you.
Program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm tired, man. I will enjoy myself. I enjoy you guys.
So, Mr. President, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. We still trying to work on the Constitution. And I don't know why you got a problem with programs. All this Constitution is about is that we design programs. We design activities so that when people can take advantage of it. The reason why you don't have people coming to your meetings, the meetings that we've been hosting, I've hosted a meeting, you haven't hosted a single meeting yet. I have, and I've spent my resources to do that, is because the organization is important to me. You know, we need all of these activities. And the president said these things are happening. Who's the director of the after-school program you have? We all have kids. That's not the Liberian Association. We all have kids with their lesson. You don't have an activity ongoing sponsored by the Liberian Association for after-school program. You don't have that. Stop misinforming the public. Don't do that. You know, that is wrong, and we have to be realistic about it. Steve does not have that. You don't know that because it is not happening. So we do have a plan as to how we're going to do that. And some of these things, like I said, we don't even need money to do. When I say older folks, I did not say you violate existing state laws. Did I say that? We just gave it a general summary of what things we're going to do. I'm not going to come here to say, okay, you will design laws, you will make sure these old folks, they got certification and none of that. There are practices that will lead to that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's move on.
Next on the list, we have Mr. Mohammed Soare.
Thank you very much. My question goes directly to Harris. I have two questions. We have had a lot of controversial issues surrounding your attendance. I think one of the persons that can really make clarification on that is me. And the reason being that I'm the current Secretary General of the Liberian Association. So one of the things we take into consideration is meeting attendance. If you walk in any meeting, you will first of all see the attendant, where there will be pen available for you to write your name to make sure that you attend that meeting. And I have all the record clear. And I can stand here and inform the Liberian public that you did not attend 30% of the meeting, Liberian Association meeting for last year, not the physical year. So now my question is that you are not being associated with the Liberian Association, Liberian people. And then you have come here that you want to lead the people. I wonder what kind of leadership you're going to give to the Liberian people. That's my question.
Thank you.
Number two question is that from the look of seeing here, you know, I'm somebody who observes with the kind of attitude you put on to do here, arguing with the moderator and trying to dictate to them. I wanted to know what type of leadership you're going to provide to us.
But he went with Steve, so yes, let Steve. He went.
Oh, please let the man respond, please.
So the Secretary General left some of the responsibility out. And let me help you read that. Article 7, Section 4, the Secretary General, you shall compile and read all meeting minutes of the association. You don't read meeting minutes of the association. You shall publish a quarterly newsletter. What a quarterly newsletter? Have you published one before? Since you became Secretary General. You should develop and maintain a website. Do you have a website? So the Secretary General, only responsibility that he knows about is to count how many times I attend meetings. Why should we continue to repeat this thing over and over? I've said it here, I've attended meetings. Have I attended all of the meetings? The Secretary General, you are right, I haven't. Have I attended some of the meetings? Yes, I have. You should have that record of the ones I attended. Have I hosted a meeting at my place that you attended? Yes, I have. So what does that mean? Talk about meetings. I go to meeting. The reason for the meeting is the person must have vested interest in the association. Have I demonstrated that? Yes, I have. Has the president demonstrated that? Yes. all the librarians, he gave me responsibility, and I performed it. We had a successful program. So let bury the meeting thing, and let's talk about substantive issues in the interest of the association. Thank you.
With Humi and doing everything else under. I'm just saying, at least let's move on and let's stop the Humi and everything. Mr. Alpha S. Cully, if you're available, you have 1 minute for your question, sir.
I swear I'm tired, man.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Alpha Cully, with a people and I just have you guys. I mean, I'm listening to you people here been going back and forth. It's kind of unfortunate to say. I mean, I'm going to say it that way. Like the both of you still haven't told us anything yet. I see the both of you just going back and forth like pointing fingers. I will start with this. Back to the Constitution and deal. You spoke about the Constitution is vague and need to be worked on. You have said for 2 consecutive years. Is it now that you just knew that you have to change it? And for you? And this is your question. You worked with this young man before. You worked on I call a standing committee, a stand to be corrected. And you also a member of this institution. But you kept pointing fingers to his failure. Speaking to that, you are part and parcel of this association. In order for this association to grow and be very vibrant, you have to attend meetings regularly. Have you been regular?
Thank you.
You have to pay your due on time. Have you paid your due regularly as well?
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank Brother Alpha for his question. I think those are fair questions. Back to the issues in terms of the Constitution. When we talk over the Constitution is a document that we have to work with. When we talk over it was right within the end of COVID and in also the middle of COVID. And so what our priority was at the time was to first of all create the atmosphere for our people to even be part of meetings or even get the Liberian Association rejuvenated. Because I remember during the previous administration, during Lester's administration, we attended meeting on Zooms because of the COVID. Now we thought it wise to encourage our people to come out, to motivate our people to say, let us be inside, the COVID is over. Let's come outside, let's meet, let's see face to face because it's been almost 2 years. Now, that was one of our priority. Another part of our priority also was to recruit people because people were not even motivated. This thing take time. For example, we recruited Ato. Mr. Harry, we recruited him to serve, and we definitely got him to serve as the social committee chairperson. So he worked with us, and we thank you for his services. God bless you for serving the Liberian people. But these are our priorities. Those are things we have to do. And then at the very last minute of our administration now, we sat down and said, no, this Constitution is vague. What can we do to amend the Constitution? But in doing that, you have to find people to do it. And my people, let me tell you the truth in the Liberian way. This is a free job. It takes people with commitment to come around to do it with their heart. Sometimes you contact people, they say, I will get back with you, they will not get back with you. You contact the other person. So we have been trying to recruit people to ensure that we have a credible committee for this particular Constitution to be amended.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Conan?
Thank you. Yeah, correct. I was given an opportunity to serve my community. Steve asked me to chair a committee to plan this on July 26th celebration. I wholeheartedly accepted. I invested my time. I invested my resources. I hosted the meet and greet at my place. The entertainment, money from my pocket. The food, money from my pocket. The drinks, money from my pocket. The net of the program, the association never had money to book the hall. I credited the association my personal money to ensure that the program is successful. The planning to ensure that we raise money, the president was given one responsibility for the July 26th, to make sure queens are available from the different counties to have a queen contest. Every time we asked the president, he said the queen, we're going to get it from the counties. That did not happen. The president failed to ensure that the counties present the queen. It was on the eve of the program. My co-chair leaders right here, he and I sat down, we had to strategize. How can we raise money? And that's how we did the county competition. We raised the highest amount under Steve's administration. I played that role. I'm proud of my role to ensure that his administration was successful. So I'm very proud of that. If I had that opportunity, I would do it again to serve my community. Have I attended a meeting? Yes, I have. Have I attended every single meeting of the association? No, I haven't. I hosted a meeting at my house before. The association meeting this year, I did that. So I've been committed to this association. I've used my time and resources to support his leadership to ensure that it becomes successful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ato. So, Mr. President, I have a follow-up on that question.
Sure.
That tells us in this hall today that it is important we talk about the Constitution, because the Constitution are being used as a means of excuse of doing your job. So we want to know as Liberians, when you talk over, when did you realize the Constitution was vague and there were some things to be amended in the Constitution? When did you realize that? And how come you didn't have any effort in that direction?
Well, when I took over, first of all, when we took over, like I said earlier, when we took over, the Constitution.
Turn up yours. Turn up yours.
So when we took over, folks,
That's good, just talk.
So when we took over, So when we took over, I think you can hear me, I'm audible enough. When we took over, the reason why we did not jump immediately to the Constitution is because there were competing priorities, such as we needed to make sure the community starts to move again. My people, if you can recall, when COVID hit, everybody was afraid. And our community was hit hard because we had a couple of deaths in our community. So our people were not even motivated to come outside. They didn't even want to have meetings. People did not even care as much as possible for the Liberian Association. I saw the Lester administration try their best to ensure that they host meetings via Zoom and other things. And we attended those meetings. However, our priority at the time was to ensure that we bring our people out, motivate our people, and create an enabling environment. At that time, the Constitution was secondary.
Thank you.
It was not primary. But I want to also say this for the record. Mr. Harry was not the one that took money from a pocket to sponsor the July 26th. The records are there. Liberians voluntarily contributed, whether it was for drink, whether it was for food. So the credit must be given to you, and thank you so much to our community for being very successful and for being very, very active.
Thank you. I have a follow-up question from the question I was asked. Mr. Harris, I have a question.
An issue was raised against my reputation. I want to give it up to the
You will clarify, Mr. Harris, you cannot deal with the moderator. You will clarify when I give you the time. When I give you the time, you'll add what you want to say, please.
You refer to me as a liar and you don't want me to respond to that?
You will respond, sir. Okay. Can you give me the minute to my follow-up question, and you will have the time? Please. Hello, please. Hello. You guys are not going to run over me. Trust me, you're not going to. My question is, my follow-up question to you is this. The gentleman that asked the question wanted to know, do you take any responsibility? Have you served in this leadership as a committee chair? Do you take any responsibility in the failures of this administration? Thank you, sir. And you can respond to Mr. Boley as well.
Mr. Boley was elected president of the Liberian Association. He has his responsibility, constitutional responsibility. He asked me to serve as chair of the July 26th team. I told you what I did to ensure that the program was successful. I credited the association $900. It cannot be disproved. We could not get the hall. I took my money. Those who read the report, it's in the report that Harry credited $900. I sponsored the meet and greet. I took the money from my pocket, my own money. The food, there's a lady called Cynthia, 19 in Glendale. I call her $500 food. I pay for it.
Thank you.
I haven't talked for a minute yet.
Thank you.
No. It's not rebuttal, you asking a question. No. You guys have been there was a question on this camera.
When you guys are done, then we'll ask the questions here. Mr.
You asked me a question.
You are responding to him.
No, there were two issues. One was a rebuttal, and the next was a question you asked me. There were two concerns. No, because the team is being unfair. I just have to say that.
At least handle stuff properly. Because if the people that follow you see you acting in such a way, I don't know what they're going to say, but let's make on this appointment.
I'm just asking for unfair opportunities to address these concerns.
I want to make something very clear. The people pay attention to me, please. I want to make something very, very clear here. I live in Arizona, but like I live out of state. Question, but I was still asking, I don't know what, paraphrasing. First clarity, Steve, came to me and asked me what you want the Liberian Association to do for the burial of your son. Negative. Flat up, shall I say lie. I did not ask the Liberian community, not the Liberian community, but the Liberian Association for a penny to bury my child. Nobody from the Liberian Association ever went to my house in Avondale to say sorry for the death of his son. So I don't know where he went. I don't know who the father talking about. No lawyer ever came to me and asked me a question. Say, I want you to please come to my office. I can represent you for the death of your son.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, because people ask a question, I will ask you, why is it people should trust you to become a president of the Liberian Association for another term? Why is it you are saying that you talk about transparency, but you clearly not transparent right here, right now, as I speak?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
To you, Harry, what will you do to improve? Because I believe, as a person that believe, visitation from the Liberian community is a syndicate. If you're not part of the social club, they cannot identify with you. If you're part of a social club, they identify with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
So first of all, I want to say my sympathy again to Mr. Young. I want to say my sympathy. Maybe Mr. Young is missing two different things. Two different scenarios, two different issues. I went to Mr. Young's ex-wife's house. They know. And that is the fact of the matter. I didn't lie. I have no reason to lie. Mr. Young and I spoke on the phone when his son passed away. This is a sensitive matter. But since Mr. Young for me to clarify to the public, Mr. Young called me on the phone. He called me to tell me his son passed away. I expressed my deepest condolence to him. He didn't even stay there. I went straight to his wife or his ex-wife's house. I went to there. I was there. I met Beno and what's his name? And he and I spoke Osa, Beno's current husband. And I told him, I said, I will be traveling that same weekend you're trying to bury. Let us know what the Liberian Association can do. I spoke to him, not you, Young. So maybe you are mistaken.
Well, you said, excuse me, let me cut you off. You said
okay, we're not going to take a
so
let me go further now.
Let me go further now. Yes. Let me go further now.
Go ahead, thank you, please. Go ahead. Your time is up.
Let me go further, folks. Let me go further now.
Go ahead, please.
Let me go further.
Go ahead.
Let me go further, folks.
Go ahead. Your time is up.
So there is another young man that passed away. And maybe Mr. Young missed that also. It was that young man's sister that came from Iowa that contacted us. She was the one that got on the phone with the lawyer. There is no need to lie about it.
Thank you.
But Mr. Young, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Mr. Connie, can you address your question to Mr.
Thank you.
Saturday, there'll be victory for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Kenneth here. I'm part of the Liberian Community Association.
How do you think? Who do you think they were in the debate?
Well, until we can win election and people are doing what we expect them to do.
Based on the performance of the two candidates today.
Well, they both deliver very well, I can say, but Steve, this is a message for you. Are you going live with me?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Now live.
As I was giving my message, Steve, this is for you. I disagree with your statement you kept making when people bereave, you're asking them what can the community do. Even people from the community just can give the family a call. That's something you don't ask a bereaved family, what can we do for you? That's not something you just do what you can do, and every little thing can, I'm sure they will appreciate it. So you should raise that from your thoughts.
Starts with an S.
So the two. So who performed? Who outperformed the front?
I mean, look. At the end of the day, it's not about the blame game. It's about what you're gonna do to better it and how you're gonna move forward. And I think Steve showed very, 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 very nice skills in portraying that. So I appreciate that.
So
No, it's not about the blame game.
So you think Steve did better in the debate?
Definitely.
Oh.